Hi, I am Pratham. Today in this video we are continuing the setup process which we have done for the front-end part. Now we are going to continue with the back-end part. So here I did some correction of the front-end part, that I have changed the Husky version number from 8 to 4, because after the Husky version 4 the hooks are not working properly, so we have to just change the version to this and just do npm I need to move to the Skribble frontend part, then do npm I again. So it will install the latest dependencies which is written in this package.json file. So now let's continue with the further processes. In the previous video I didn't connect this repo with the remote server, so let's do it first, then we will continue with the backend setup. So let's move to the GitHub repository. That this is my account, GitHub account, and here I have created a Skribble YouTube repo with a public, so you can also access that. And I am not adding any git ignore because we already did that, and choosing a license that is GNU general public license, and just create a repo. So this will create a general repo for me with a license. Now I have to connect my local repo with this repo, this remote server app. So here are three options like HTTPS and SSH. For HTTPS connection we should have a access token, and for SSH connection we should have a SSH connection with this GitHub account. So I have been using GitHub since many years, so I already have set up this access token part to my GitHub account. So I will do it from this. I will put the link into the description, you can refer from that. So let me copy this, and here if I check my git config myself, that is the config file of my this repo. Here you can see that username is mine, and it is taking the other credentials like access token from the store, and now I have to add that git remote server to it. So let's add it by using git remote add origin, that is my this GitHub ID, and I have added it. Now if I again run this config file command, you can see that remote.origin.url is that URL, and now this repo is connected to that. Now in the previous video we haven't seen the Husky in practical, so now we will also see the Husky in running, how it will do automation for us about the linter and prettifier. So let's now do our first commit, that is frontend setup. So here it is not running, maybe some problem, so let me again check it. So let's go to the our frontend folder, that is Skribble FE, and now install the Husky from the repo and install the Husky version 4 as I told you. Let's install it, and now you can see that we have one unchanged changes. So let's try to push it. So git add and git commit, and now you can see that Husky is in running, and it runs first that linstage setting that we have written here for the ts file and the other files, then it do the modification and again git add, and then commit the changes to the branch. So this is how Husky runs and do automation for us. So now we have connected our repo to the remote server, and so let's do the backend setup. So let me create a backend. So now we are at Skribble folder, and we will move to the Skribble backend folder and initialize. It is not exist. Let me check. Okay, let me move it out. Now it will run. Let me now initialize this folder with npm package. So npm init and -y. So we have created a package.json in it, and now we will set up it. So the name is Skribble backend, and we don't need this script for now. Now we are going to install some dependencies, like we need nodemon in our saved dependencies. So what is nodemon? Nodemon provides the development environment to this project, that it creates a development server for us and reflect back the changes which we are doing in the code in real time. So and we can see the output in real time. So this provides us a dev server, and that TypeScript is used for providing the static checks. And I have already discussed the use of TypeScript in this project in my previous video, that is the Frontend Setup video. So you can refer it from them in depth. So let's move forward. So we have installed a TypeScript, and we are going to use a nodejs in this application for our backend. So why did I choose nodejs? So let's discuss that. As we know that nodejs is a single threaded application, but an event loop provides it's a great benefit that it will help the nodejs to mimic the concurrency, and that is a great thing in the nodejs. And nodejs is a runtime environment for the JavaScript. So we can run the JavaScript application outside the browser using the nodejs, and that's a great advantage of the nodejs, that is the event loop. If you don't know about the event loop, you can refer my video. I will put the link in the description or in the I button. You can also go from there and read about how the actually JavaScript works, so you can get why did I choose JavaScript in this project. And also we are following JavaScript in our front-end side, so it will be easy for us using the common language at both front and back end, and we don't have to switch our language. That's a great advantage also. And if you're new to the JavaScript, you will refer my JavaScript fundamental concepts. You will get the more fundamental clear view from there, so please refer them. So I hope you get the point why are we using nodejs and the advantage of nodejs. So let's move further. Now we need one thing, that is ts node dev, that help us to convert the TypeScript code into the JavaScript code, that acts as a transpiler in the development environment. So that's the need of it. And now we need to initialize our TypeScript. So that is a command, that npx tsc --init, it will initialize the tsconfig.json for us. It is same as this tsconfig file, and we have to do one change here, that is the output directory. We need it in build folder. So when I build the backend code, it will make the build directory, and all the code will be building into that folder. So this is what we need to change here. And now we need Express.js. So Express is a framework which helps us to make a route for the applications, that is API endpoints, and Express.js makes the development faster, so we will use it, and we don't require to write it from scratch. So now we need the types file for TypeScript, so we can use Express in TypeScript, and we are going to install it in dev dependencies. So that's it, the Express.js and its type, and the main where the entry point of our application is build. As I told that our build code will go into the build directory, so it will be here, and the file name will be server.js, and we will make this file. And now we need some scripts that will help us to do run the server and other things fast. So write it. So first we need tab, that is used for running the tab server, and we are running the tab server using the nodemon, so it will be nodemon, and the file which we are going to run is inside the source.server.ts. And now we need a build, that is help us to build this code, and we have to just write tsc, it will build our code. And the last thing is start, that is used for starting the backend server at production app. So at production we are using the javascript, so it will be node, and the file will be into it source into server.js, so it will be like that. Okay, we have created the script. Now let's scaffold our backend server. So we are going to write all the code inside this source. So let's make a server file that is used for making the server for us. So we have installed Express, so let me import it here, and we have imported it here. And we need one more file, that is create server, to create the server, that is from http. Now we will make our function which will put our application that will create our server. So it will take the port number. So let's create an app that is going to be type of Express app, and a server that is a http server, and we will pass the app into it. So it will use the route which is declared by using this object, and handle the all the route inside this server application. And at last we are going to listen our server at this port, and once the server has started we will call this callback and print that server is running at port number. So this is how we can create a server in a node application or a node typescript application. Now we need to make some endpoint, so let's create some endpoint. So first a get endpoint, that is a slash, that is exact the domain, and the handler which get a two parameter, that is request and a response, and we will response that the server is up, that our server is on. Now we need one more, that is all. If someone hit another endpoint at our server, so we have to return the not found error, otherwise it will crash our server. So we will going to handle that by using this, that is response.send not found. And as I discussed in the low level architecture, we don't need any other endpoint other than this, so we have only created this. If you didn't watch that video, please refer that video for the more clarification why would I created only this endpoint. So this is all we need. Now we have to call this function, that is boot at port number 400. So let's check this whether our server is running. So let's start it, npm run dev, and yeah, it is successfully running and started our server at port 400. Let's try to access it, that is localhost 4000, and it is giving server is up, that is our server has successfully set up. So we have created a http server, and tested it, and it is running fine. And now we are left with some automation of linter setting we had already done in front end. So let's just copy that into it, so it will take less time. So I have copied the Es-Linter file and paste it here, paste it, copy and paste. Yep, I got this here. And we don't need React here, React plugin, and we don't need this React. So this is how our config file will look like for linter setting at backend. And now we need to copy some packages, that is this typescript, ESLint and parser. So we will copy it and paste it in our dev dependencies. And also we need this ESLint file, that is for TypeScript, and that is the real library. So we have to also paste it here. Let's paste it. And we need lint state setting. I already have discussed that in the front end part, so please refer that video for more understanding how it works. So I have just added the prettier and last, that's it. And we just need one more file, that is husky here, husky. So that's all we need here. And now we need that file. The same rule will be going to run for the backend, the husky and the instance rule. So let me paste it here. So it is good to go now, and we have set up our backend project, and this is the scaffolding over our backend project, and all the code which we will going to write will be written inside in this function. And we will have like services and all. Now let's push the changes into the GitHub repo. So let me clear it and just add me this and make a commit, that is backend setup, that is backend setup. So no state file, match configure task, I think. Yep. Yeah. So husky runs here. I think husky didn't run for backend, so let me check it again. Let me first clear it and reset the changes. You don't have to do it again. So we will get all the changes here, and first we have to run the npmi. So it will run these respective packages which we directly pasted it here, and it will install all the packages which we are needed. So that's done. And now let me just do the same thing, git add and git commit, that is backend setup, and it will run that. Here you can see that we are getting a lint error, that is missing JS doc. So according to this Google linter, we have to write JavaScript documentation for our code. But we are following TypeScript, so we don't need that much documentation. So we will override the rule here, that is require JS doc, I think, and we will set it 0, that is off it. And again run the command git add and git commit, and now we have to push it into the remote server. So let's push it in the main. So let me check the branch. We have a master branch, so we will push it to the master branch. So git push origin to the master, and I have pushed it in master branch, and now we can see the code at this repo. So if I refresh it and change the to the master branch, we will get all the 3 commits which we have done. Okay, here we have getting a extra thing, that is, and why we are getting this. Okay, I have just copied it. Let me remove it and again push it. That's it, and push it to the master again, and now you can see that we are having a Skribble backend and Skribble frontend. And here master is not our default branch, so let's make it a default branch. So go to the setting and the branches, and you can switch it from here and make it the main branch, and delete the main branch from here. So let's delete it. Yep, now we have this master branch and all the latest code will be here. So that's it at the backend side setup, and we have successfully set up all the things which we are needed, and in future we will also add 4 more further things when we require something. So that's it for this video, and in the upcoming video I will discuss about the WebSocket and the fundamental of the WebSocket and the need of the WebSocket. So stay tuned with me, and if you like it, please share it with your peer so they will also get some benefits from this project and learn something fundamentals from the scratch, and learn about how we should set up the exact project and what the scaffolding of the project look like and how the things works. So at the end, please like the video and subscribe to the channel, and thank you for having me.